It's time for your weekly dose of politics,
snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise, motherfuckers.
For your hosts, Brandon
And Matt.
I belong.
Performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course.
The defense policy of the United States is based on a simple premise. The United States does not start fights. We will never be an aggressor.
As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the founding fathers.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I must protect and preserve freedom here, or it will not be passed on to our children, and it will disappear everywhere in the world.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
We, the people.
You don't know.
We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do.
This administration in Washington has betrayed the working men and women of this country.
I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts.
A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when President of the United States loses his.
Someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. The martyrs of history were not fools. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the machine. And now Matt's blind.
Where'd you go?
Make sure that's slid up all the way, where it's supposed to be. Yeah, the first one there. Is it just a hair past Unity? Aha!
Now it should be.
Well, your microphone's naturally loud. This one is not.
Right.
But anyhow, how's everybody doing? We got we got a lot of audio to get through today. So much so, and I took so many notes that even Matt's like looking at me like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" Dude, I was just writing things down as I was listening. Doing stuff. I was just taking a bunch of notes, and then adding some extra things in, things that people don't know about, stuff like that. But I've just been on fucking fire with this. No pun intended, because it's about the fire. And I didn't get any of Biden's speech. I didn't have enough time, but it was an unmitigated disaster. I should just look it up so we can find it and kind of hit the highlights. But when aren't you high as fuck? Anyhow, oh, look, a squirrel. Like I said, we just got a lot to get to. I didn't get anything from Pam Bondi, which is unfortunate because she was just wrecking them. But then again, so was Pete.
Yeah.
I mean, before we even get started with any of that, I'm gonna say one thing about these hearings. If you look at the difference, holy shit, Vespertine has arrived.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen that one in for a while. Hey, how you doing? Oh, look, a squirrel moment again. The difference between the other administration versus this administration is the other administration's nominees didn't want to answer any questions.
Mm-hmm.
These ones answered them and stomped the shit out of them. That's what made it so much more worth it. Wow, it's definitely been a while. Where you even hiding at? Did you run away? We try to, but these crazy people in the chat room keep bringing us back. 2 cars perished in flames in my apartment parking lot. Not yours, right?
Was that in L.A.? Is
No,
it too soon for that?
To be, no, he's from France.
I
man.
know.
Come on. Which is just as bad, but it's still Roasted. Yeah, that's never a good thing. Fire bad. Fire very bad. This hat's making my head itch. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's no fucking hair under it.
Or maybe it's growing.
Don't get my hopes up. Never get a man's hopes up like that. No, like I said, we've just got so much. We got so much to get to, and some of this stuff is just unreal. The first one, I'm sorry, I forgot her name, which is probably a good thing. But a congresswoman that just wait till you hear the audio. It's an unmitigated disaster. So Sherman, I just got to ask. You said the fire was at your place, at your apartment. Was it your fire? As in, I mean, was it your car? And secondly, was it your fire?
Yeah.
As in, did you set the fire?
Yeah. Did you start it?
I know your neighbors are shit, but setting their stuff on fire is just not cool, dude. we just we gotta make jokes. You know us. It makes us uncomfortable if we don't.
I tried my best. That was a hot mess before I gave it to you.
Well, I need to go pick up my other cans. He's got a whole bunch of equipment sitting there that I need to pick up too that I need to bring over here. But he's probably wondering where the fuck I've been at, because I haven't been over there to get it. It's been like 2 weeks. It's been a weird, one after another type situation where I just can't get away.
Yeah.
And it's usually when he's home, then I can't get away. But when he's gone, I'm like, oh yeah, I got a few minutes. But speaking of equipment, I got sent a box of stuff from somebody, and apparently he wanted to make sure that I had proper PPE, personal protective equipment, and a lot of lights. I'm thankful for every one of them, but I told him I was going to give him shit. I was gonna have to complain just a little bit because the safety glasses didn't necessarily fit with my respirator, and I almost lost my eye again. Like right before about an hour ago, I'm over there pulling aluminum shavings out of my eyeball. But thank you for trying to save my ass. It just didn't work out. I swear. What have I said before? Like when I almost lost the eye in the first place. Every time I wear safety glasses, that's when it gets fucked up. Oh yeah, shut up. Yeah, I know you were here. But who was the one panicking, Chris?
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
I remember when you, I think you had called me about the slag that went in your eye. And remember the first thing I asked you? Were you wearing PPE?
Yep, and I said, unfortunately, yes.
And then my next thing was, how in the fuck did that happen?
Oh, that one's empty. But anyhow, I figured I would share with you guys some of the fun shit that he sent, though. I mean, this thing is fucking awesome. Everybody should have one of these in their vehicle. I'm definitely going to have to put it in order for about half a dozen or more.
That was actually pretty badass.
It's a fucking carabiner and shit. I mean, it's got anything from your seatbelt cutter, screwdrivers, magnet base, and everything. Motherfucker got a lighter in it. Like seriously, like watch this shit. No, hold the button. Bitch got a lighter. And talk about stupid bright. Matt turns it on facing himself, and all he saw was nothing.
I saw the sun.
Dude, it blows out the camera. It's got multiple different modes. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah, the headband is badass, too, but it's not on the deck. Oh, no, it is right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the headband's a lot of fun, and it's stupid bright. Matt, of course, got flashed with it, too.
He's like, hey, he's got this one on the pointer, and then there's this, and he's weak.
Yes, it has different connotations around the world, but just remember, over here when we say we're going to take a walk, or would you take a walk with me, it means go take a walk, not go fuck. I don't know what's wrong with... That's what it means over there. If you ask a girl to take a walk with you, that means you're wanting to get in her knickers.
Well, I guess some information to be noted. I guess if I ever head that way.
Yeah, be careful about asking people to take a walk. Because what if you're talking to a dude who's like, hey, you want to go take a walk? You're asking to bugger somebody. That's what you're doing. Actually, I would pay for this. I would pay to watch Matt ask a dude in Australia to take a walk. Just to see the look on the dude's face. But you got to do it, and then you got to order a Foster's. Not only are you going to tell the guy you want to bugger him, but you're ordering a beer that's not acceptable in Australia. We're going to get you killed is what we're going to do. Yeah. Anyhow, all right. guess, like I said, I got so much to get to here. Mostly the forest fire. I mean, look at how many fucking notes I got. Most of this is against Newsom. Like from here, here down and all the way over is Gavin Newsom. I'm gonna take a giant shit on that fucking asshole. Don't ask how he knows. Still chafed. That's not cool. Okay. Rubbers and Aussies for erasers. Well, I mean, wouldn't that be an eraser? Think about it. Am I wrong about that? Would that not be considered? Seriously. Wouldn't it be? Think about it. Comparative to like, yeah, Netflix and chill.
Let's go walk and have a Foster's.
Yeah, no. So no going to Australia for us.
Or everything in Australia wants to kill you anyway.
Everything, including the natives. Everything in Australia does have this design to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
It wants you dead. By the way, Peter, I've got a one-up on you, too. Every time you send me a box now, I stick it inside of another box and throw a fucking can of Raid in it. You know, the fogger. Mostly because you keep telling me you're going to ship me the funnel spider. So everything in that box is dead.
Angie.
Well, I wouldn't say you're screwed up on Foster's. I'm saying you screwed up with Foster's. Foster's is anything but Australian for beer. That's like, yeah, never mind. No. Those fucking I've got those commercials burned into my head. How to speak Australian. It's not. It's really not. That's like going to Germany and saying, "Give me a Bud Light." Somebody gonna punch you in the face. I mean, I'm fairly certain that's not even considered beer over there either. Just because I haven't played that in forever, but not yet. Not yet. Foster's is for tourists. Exactly.
Yep.
No, that's an Xbox. Don't open the post tube is all I'm saying. Everything will be dead. I will nuke it.
You know what he needs to do? He just needs to get a rubber spider on a catapult, so you go to open it, it just comes flying out at you.
Yeah, but I'll make this promise right now. If I open the box and that happens, he's not getting beat because he's 3,000 miles away or more. Actually, like about 4,000 or 5,000 miles. So it'll be you that gets beat because you suggested it. So you're going to take a good throttling. Remember, I might be old and out of shape, but my knee's like a battering ram. Do we not remember what I did to poor Mark?
Yeah.
I told somebody else about that. I'm like, I'm not fucking kidding. This poor bastard is like 280 pounds and like 6'3", and he told me to give him 2 good knees, and I stopped moving, and they're like, and Matt's dying because he knew what was coming next. And Mark's like, no, seriously, I'm okay. And I didn't even get him in the move, in the clinch or nothing like that. I did it with my right knee, not my left. And I mean, I picked that fucking guy off the ground. He goes, fuck that. I was like, dude, that's not even as hard as I can do it. He goes, oh, yeah, so no, I don't want you to do that no more. Didn't he say it hurt his forearm too? And I mean, that's like 6 inches of fucking foam.
I'm almost positive he said that he hurt his forearm.
Yeah. Poor bastard. Good times though. Good times to be had by all. I don't even know. I'm going through I still need to go get these two. So I'm going through them because I know I got to, you know what, I'll do that on break because I got to tune through those. I pack them tied in a post tube. Geez, they get angry when the lid pops. All right. Well, we're gonna take a break before we get everything started because we're just randomly talking about shit at the beginning of the show again, and somehow our mind already went to buggering and dicks. Are you not entertained? But all right, let's take a quick break.
What you listening to?
The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say? I didn't stutter. I said.
The Machine Radio Show.
You just blew my mind.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the show. And we're back. Excuse me. All dressed in nun's outfit and smack you with a wooden ruler. Oh,
That sounds kinky.
yeah. Well, you know, Orthodox fighters are a lot of fun, but I mean, I can actually kind of switch back and forth, but I am primarily left. So usually I use that first, or if I really want to confuse you, I'll start out right-handed and then switch to left. It's a dick move. But anyhow, all right, we got a lot of audio we got to get to, so let's get this party started. I'm going to queue up the first ones. Let's see. Oh, frigaduck. I think this one's first. And then that one's second, and then there's a third. But anyhow, I'm sorry I did not, while making my notes, decided to not write this woman's name down, so I apologize ahead of time. I have no idea who it is. But it's what she says that's important anyway, so. No, you're a Greco-Roman wrestler. You're the guy that wears a thong and covers yourself in oil. But anyhow, back to what we were supposed to be doing. First off, this is what she says about any state that is not blue. By the way, she's from a red state.
Okay.
Texas. Ooh, they love Texas. They always sending us some nonsense bills that somehow set this country on the wrong trajectory. They send them to Texas. They send them to Florida. Every deplorable state that we can think about, they usually coming out of y'all's think.
So every deplorable state you can think of. That's what you heard. Those are her words. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all these bills that send the country on the wrong trajectory. That must be why they're the states that she's talking about are the most lucrative. Actual lucrative, not by, yeah. Well, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that later. Yeah, all that. We'll get into that. But anyhow, okay, here we go. This is going to be fun.
And yet, I'm wondering now, if your house was burning down, how much do you care what color the firefighters are?
You can respond and then
Listen, I am so tired. You know what? There was an article that just came out that said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is black women. So let me be clear. Because you.
What she means by that is, I'm a black woman, listen to me, I'm smarter than you. That's exactly what she just said. By the way, this is the same senator. Or, yeah, congresswoman. Yeah.
Not all sources are accurate either. Just saying.
Well, I mean, I find that particularly interesting, and I'm not going to, try and refute that or anything, because I don't have that in front of me. I am calling bullshit, but either way, I think she just said it to make herself feel better, and because it's her talking. And of course, she said basically, slow your roll and listen to me.
Yeah.
But that's just the beginning of this. It's only going to get worse.
You are a woman, or because I know that some of the right has been sharing these photos of the fact that I believe that the fire chief may be a woman or something. That has nothing to do with it. We are looking at qualifications. What diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been about is saying, you know what? Open this up. Don't just look at the white men. Open it up and recognize that other people can be qualified. And
That is not what diversity, equity, and inclusion is at all. It's quite the motherfucking opposite. And of course, she has to go with the, don't look at the white man thing because, it's always the white man. Honey, I hate to tell you this, but diversity, and equity, and inclusion, like I said, is exactly the opposite of what you're portraying. What they're saying is the right candidate for the right job. Doesn't matter what color you are, or if you got something stuck between your legs that, if you got a hole or a pole, it doesn't make a difference. DI is the opposite of that. It says, hey, I may not be qualified for this, but put me here anyway because it's just my turn. Am I wrong?
No. I mean, is this like kindergarten again? I mean, we just go through and let everybody have a turn, whether they're good at the job or not. These are positions that, you want qualified people in.
Yeah, again, it's like the participation trophy shit, which I do not like. I mean, you got a kid that pisses his pants and runs the wrong way to first base. He runs a third, and we give him a trophy because at least he tried. He's not qualified to be in the major league, but with her thoughts, that's where he would go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep going.
And the fact that we want to, at a time when people are dying, decide that a country of immigrants is failing or people are dying because the same very people that built this country, because the last time I checked, y'all didn't say that anything was wrong with the White House, and I can promise you it was my ancestors that built the White House. So listen, if we have been good enough to build this country, we are good enough.
Yeah, that's not true. Whatever makes yourself feel better, but that's not true.
To serve and die overseas, we are good enough to serve in other ways. And the fact that people actually decide that they want to engage in public service, whether it's sitting in Congress or whether it's serving on the fire department or the police department, should not be an issue. The fact is, stop trying to act as if only white men are the ones that are capable. Because right now, you're sitting at a table with 3 very capable black women.
I'm not. I'm just simply saying that as a matter of public policy in California.
He should have said I'm not. Actually, I'm not.
That's what I caught too.
Yeah, no, but listen to all of what she fucking said and see how we're supposed to take that. 1, seriously. 2, how she's not like the worst, wokest DI possible hire in Congress at this point. I mean, I thought the fucking squad was bad. She's taking it to another level.
She's one of those people that she likes to hear herself talk. That's why she just keeps running her mouth. She literally has diarrhea of the mouth, but she just keeps running so nobody else can get a word in edgewise.
Right, but it's not. I'm going off of what she said. Is stop looking at the white man. It's got to be about the white man, of course. You got to have that. But what she's not understanding is that's not what they do. They say, okay, here's the candidates. Which one is going to be the best for the job? Doesn't matter what your sexuality is, what color you are, or anything else like that. Are you capable of the fucking position you're being hired for? I mean, look at the DEI hire that was running the Secret Service and what happened. As an example. Oh no, we got more of this, and it's not. This one is not just as much about her as about the other 2 that are on the panel sitting there with her, and it gets more. Wait till you hear the fire chief. I got audio from that too. But all right, let's part 2.
Main interest in the fire department lately has been in DEI programming and budget cuts, and now we have.
Are we really? But Scott, are we really blaming the fire department? The people in the LA fire department.
No, I'm blaming the Democrats.
No. But the fire department right now, they are dealing.
Precisely, he's blaming the Democrats that are running the state, and believe me when I say we're going to take a giant shit on them here in a minute. He is not wrong. He is not blaming the fire department. Nobody's blaming the fire department.
The fire department's not to blame.
No, not even the fire chief, which is an idiot. But nobody's blaming her either. They're blaming the government and the policies that started this downward spiral to begin with.
With a historic fire, okay?
And they have terrible leadership.
That is
Political
caused
leadership.
by climate, by the fact that
She's only partially correct. It is caused by climate, like the Santa Ana winds, because this is the time of year when the Santa Ana winds are there, which are heavy continuous wind gusts.
Yep, and
You know-
and fire creates its own wind too.
Oh, and forest fires are actually a normal average thing in California, which is the reason why this happened in the first place. We'll get to that in a minute because I got the fucking notes on it. I'm not going to deviate from the plan.
Yeah, that's something that just happens there.
Right.
it is extremely dry in the state of California, and they are fighting it in tropical force winds in that state. So how is it anything to do with DEI? How is it anything to do
no one has said that
with
the
the
fire
fire department at all? They
Well, how does it have anything to do with DEI? How about diverting funds from the fire department to DEI services, in which the fire chief spent a considerable amount of their budget doing just that? That's why. Because instead of focusing on hiring candidates regardless of their skin color, apparently skin color is all that matters.
are doing
No
their
one
very
has said
best
that
as
the
far as
fire
I know.
department is
Yeah,
not
is it
doing
the
a good
water
job.
or not?
What is it? The water that's the problem? Is the fire department is the problem? Is it a $17 million budget cut to an $800 million budget? I don't think that those are the issues that have caused this horrendous fire, the wildfires that are in California at this time. And to bring DEI into this so early, I mean, how long have we been talking and you already came in with the DEI? Oh my God, you didn't even give us.
I mean, if I were you, I wouldn't want. If I were trying to defend California Democrats, I wouldn't want to hear me talk about it either. But the fact is, this has been mismanaged from a public policy perspective from top to bottom.
I don't think this is about California Democrats, but I do think, to the Congresswoman's point, it's very telling that whenever you're talking about a woman, the fire chief being a woman or the mayor being a woman, it's always DEI. Why does DEI not ever come into play when you're talking about a white man?
Why doesn't DEI not come?
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Apparently, the plot is lost. But remember, according to the Congresswoman, they're the smartest and most educated, and the guy in the room is nothing. Yeah, it's only going to get more and more interesting. I don't want to get into the fire chief yet necessarily. You know what? Fuck it. We'll go ahead and throw the comments from the LA fire chief.
Be somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that.
Okay, the only concern that they have is that, you know, if you go to a fire call and stuff like that, you're going to feel more comfortable if someone looks like you. I'm pretty for certain if I'm trapped in a fire, I could give a flying fuck what color you are. I want out. I don't give a fuck if you look like me. Not even close. I don't care if you're a woman or a man, you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're Mexican, whatever. You know, Hispanic. Don't care. I'm on fire, motherfucker. I don't care about what you look like. You know, if I'm having a heart attack, when you walk in the door, I'm like, you know what? Send me a white one. That's not going to be in my fucking mind. What?
I was laughing because I'm like, if you show up and you look like me, I'm going to assume that you're a doppelganger, and I'm probably going to try to kill you.
You know what?
But yeah, no. But when it comes to an emergency situation, those people who need that help, they don't give a shit, you know, what you look like, what color you are, what sex you are. They just need help. And that's all that matters at that point in time.
Right. But it's not done yet. There's 16. Yeah.
Person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she?
Okay, how is exactly somebody walking up and be like, "Hi, I'm your firefighter today. You know, I'm of a certain ethnicity, just like you. Am I putting you at ease?"
It looks like you're on fire. I don't know what that feels like, so I'm gonna go get my partner. Yeah. I'll be back in.
Yeah, give me
5 minutes.
Yeah, say give me a few minutes to call up one that it does look like you. Hope you don't die in the process, but you know that's what we're supposed to do now. Oh boy, oh boy.
He's strong enough to do this, or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire. Which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
He got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
So what about if he was asleep on the couch and then the house caught fire?
Correct.
Maybe he had a heart attack.
Correct.
That's kind of a douchebag thing to say.
Yeah. That's it. Jeremy, I heard it 3 days ago. You didn't tell me. I already knew it. No, I just kept the audio for it because I was waiting to use it. But think about this for a split second. Imagine if somebody actually, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, devil's advocate style. Imagine if somebody, a white man, said all of what she just said. How pissed this entire country would be if that got uttered. But again, I'm going to say it over and over and over again. You need to be qualified for the job. Doesn't matter what color you are, if you're male, female, whatever else like that. If you can do the job, fantastic. Let's do it. Let's have some qualified candidates in there. The last thing I'm going to do, if I'm on fire, is say, hey, you know what? I need a Native American here.
Can you imagine calling 911 and giving, the reason for the emergency and
who
your
you
information,
want to see?
and then it sends you to a menu for Caucasian, press 1. For Native American, press 2. And it just goes through this list. I mean, why?
But you said Caucasian is number one. That'll never be number one. That'd be the last one. In fact, on their menu, it'd be for Caucasian, dial 666. Because white people are the devil. I'm just sick of this fucking racial shit.
Yeah,
I really am. But again, I look at, I've watched the video, seen her and everything else like that. I'm like, okay, that's a very big woman. Like, like she looks like she could do, she could do the job. My first thought wasn't, oh, you're a different ethnicity from me, so I don't want you at my fire. You're definitely not straight, so I don't want you at my fire. None of that, in fact, it came to mind. I'm like, okay, she must have at least done a fairly decent job to get where she is, in one way, shape, or form.
Well, I mean, there's requirements, as far as like having to lift so much, and then they always have to train and keep themselves fit. Adrenaline in situations like that plays a major role as well, to get that superhuman strength, but.
Right, but well, and again, that's regardless. I mean, I don't care if it's male or female. Okay, what is going to happen when somebody walks up? Okay, and you got a guy that's down, he's injured, needs pulled to safety. He's 275 pounds, and you got one of the little blue haired dudes standing there that weighs 110 pounds with his gear on. It's not going to happen. That would be unqualified for the job, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, though that would be funny. Be like, hey. You got this.
I was trying to be nice, Jeremy.
Damn.
We don't want to be canceled just yet. Because, we are on the bastion of all freedom of speech right now. Notice my face hasn't changed. Because it's a fucking lie.
Yeah. We're all losing the TikTokers Sunday.
YouTube can kiss my ass.
The algorithms can kiss ass too.
Mm-hmm. Well, considering we had well over 2,000 or more people on YouTube alone, and all of a sudden we have 500. That was at the beginning of the year. We went from 2,000 to 500.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
And nobody's getting their notifications. They keep taking down shows. Yeah.
Yep. Now, I mean, there's certain topics that YouTube likes to keep at the bottom. I know I've got quite a few YouTubers that they're to the point where they send out emails. You sign up and they'll send you an email let you know when they went, when they drop the video. And it's always stated, YouTube yet again has forgot to notify you. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, I haven't gotten confirmation, but I was also told that they're hiding videos too.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Only half your audience can actually see the video if you post one. But yeah, so that's the LA Fire Chief, and this is the same person that has spent an absorbent amount of money for DEI and everything. But we're going to get into the rest of what's going on here in a minute. Right now, I'm just going to find something I feel like playing. I don't even remember what half these songs are. I swear I saw Slayer. Yep. I don't even know what this one is. It's not even marked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like some Slayer.
Wanting to die is a reason to live. New life.
Hey lefties, liberals, and progressives. This is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah! I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no. This old boy's wild. We about to have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm going to need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do. All right, and we're back, and now we're gonna, I guess, get into the real mess here. I mean, we already talked about how forest fires are a naturally occurring thing in California, mostly because of the things that they are not doing. That the Santa Ana winds are normal and happen every year. So we already know about all this. Okay, we already know about it. But let's listen to good old Gavin Newsom.
Oh God, is he going to bring climate change in this shit?
Anything else? I just want to determine the facts, but no one has any patience anymore. In this weaponized, back to the grievance of Trump, everyone else, there's immediacy, and lies travel the proverbial world, and it's hard to get the facts out there unless you have the backing of those facts, and you can communicate them soberly.
Yeah, Gavin, I think that's a really good idea. Let's go.
I'm sorry, I accidentally cut that audio off. Okay, Gavin, let's talk about the facts. $17.4 million state funding, or I mean, mayor. The mayor cut $17.4 million out of the fire department budget.
Oh, that's nice of them.
In 2024, they cut $100 million for fire prevention.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Hydrant testing for 2024 and 2025 has been suspended. So you can't even check to see if there is pressure to them. You can't clean them out, do clear out. So, I mean, that does two things. One, it makes sure that the fire hydrant is functional. Two, it also clears out the lines so that way people are getting clean drinking water, you fucking jackass. And yes, they did mention climate. Let's see. Suspended brush removal. You know, the tinderbox?
Yeah, that's the reason why there are fires. Yeah, I had heard about that they had suspended it.
Yep, they suspended brush removal. Water supply wasn't full in that one particular area.
Why?
At all. In fact, one of them has laid empty for over a year. And by the way, for all those, the lefties out there saying, that's not true, I got motherfuckers on the ground out there. One of them sent me a video of them walking past the empty fucking thing. And they said, well, and they were told, well, it's because, it needed repairs. It was under construction. And there's zero construction equipment, materials, or anything anywhere near it. It's true, okay? It was out of water. It wasn't necessarily a water pressure issue because they were out of fucking water. But one thing I will say about the water pressure thing, okay, which might piss off a few people in here. There is extenuating circumstances sometimes to that, like if a pump house station gets overrun.
Mm-hmm.
That can actually happen.
Yep. Yeah.
That's not what happened here, but it can actually happen. So, there's that. We already talked about, I did kind of screw that one up. Let me see. Water supply wasn't full for over a year, which was 117 million gallons of water that could have been used to fight the fire. That's just one of them. 117 million gallons of water.
Probably could have got it under control pretty quick.
Yep, we already talked about the fire chief. Top priority was DEI. Spent tons of money on it. But I have something marked here.
Is it audio?
Yes, it is. I don't remember that one. Oh no, it was the one that we already played. It was the LA thing.
Oh.
Okay, so moving right along. Okay, understaffed fire department because of vaccine firings.
Oh yeah.
Also, not hiring any of them back or not hiring new ones because they are pushing the DEI. So instead of looking for candidates to fill the ranks and everything else like that, they're just saying, well, we got to wait until we get more people that are of different ethnicities to try and do the job. 60 plus years of neglected fire prevention. Yeah, they didn't do the bi-yearly controlled back burns.
Yep.
They also didn't put in the fire breaks that they were told to put in. But we're going to get to that right now. Regulations against water capture, which is true. You cannot capture your own water in the state. They will fucking fine you for it. They prioritize, they said that they can't do certain types of water capture even for the state, which is a big problem because where does water come from? Okay. But he prioritized fish. Not just in the south either, in the north. Okay, I was there. I went to some of these farms. I was in Northern California. I seen the signs about how much the fucking farmers just despise Newsom and his cabal of wokey morons. But they had big signs up there saying, stop diverting our water. The river that I was standing next to that I took photos of was being diverted for the fucking fish. Meanwhile, the holding areas and stuff like that were going dry or were dry. And that was when I was there. So, yeah. But same thing with down, they were worried more about the fish than about the people. Holy shit, this is going to take a minute. They knew the season was coming. Motherfucker. They knew the season was coming. They could have filled up and put the cover on and just not used it for drinking water. But they're not smart enough to do that. They don't care. I saw one video clip where a person was spouting about how they brought in Mexicans to fight the fire. Then the other guy in the interview said they had 1,500 firefighters idle. I can't confirm that. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Not gonna do that. Okay, so all the people they're losing their homes. By the way, most of them don't have insurance.
Yeah.
State Farm non-renewed 69% of the policies in the Palisades due to long-term brush risk and poor management. That included the fire hydrants not functioning properly, too much brush and debris, no fire breaks. They cited all of this. The insurance companies are calling bullshit on you, Gavin. Let me see. Oh, yeah, this by the way, the bill that I found was passed in 2014. Get this, 2014, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 2014 bill passed was $7.5 billion, a $7.5 billion water bond for water infrastructure projects. $2.7 billion was allocated for new water storage. None of these projects have ever been started. Not a single one. No sites, no markouts, no potential plumbing or starts of that. Nothing. Money's just gone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm willing to bet that the money probably doesn't exist anymore.
By the way, the fire was actually predicted and completely ignored by the state. Because they said, if anything happens like that, it's just going to be climate change. It starts it. It wasn't climate change. In fact, they're looking more towards the whole thing being arson.
Well, most of them that do start over there, 99% of them is arson.
But imagine that. Billions of dollars in 2014 for water infrastructure and everything else, and none of it, not a single dime, not a single project has ever been started. But like I said, the fire was predicted. You know who predicted it? Or at least one of the people that predicted it. The president-elect. The president-elect said Gavin Newsom is an idiot. I mean, not in those words, but pretty close to it. And said he's not putting up the fire breaks. He's suspended brush removal to clear it out, so he's turning everything into a tinderbox. Mm-hmm. The state is actually naturally dry, so they need to stop diverting water from people and dumping it into the ocean. He said all of this, and Newsom took a shit on him. So he was wrong. He was horrible and dangerous and everything else like that, and he was right. Half the senators in California said the same thing, including some Democrats. Said stop it, and they're still doing it. But I got some things on a side note, though. You know the homeless population has went up 8% since 2022, right? In California?
Yeah.
And actually the prediction's upwards of more of like 9.6% since 2022. Barely 3 years. Well, technically just 2. Or start of a new year. By the way, they allocated billions of dollars supposedly for that reason for the homeless problem. Where'd the money go? Because it continually climbs, and it's not because what one of those idiots told us that one time. Remember, said that's because it's warm in California, so all the homeless go from across the country go to California.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually said to us. And we're like, you fucking kidding me? Don't forget, on his way out, Biden is sending full funding to LA for the next 180 days. Right. Yeah, they get full funding, but the people on the other coast got nothing.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your tent and $750.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I know a lot of people are like, was it North Carolina? You know, they're like, what about them? They didn't get shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know?
Now let me say this. You know, because idiots on both sides. There always is. Welcome to the gray area. We're not on one side everybody thinks we are, but we're really not. But celebrating people losing their homes, you're an idiot. Okay? I don't give a fuck I don't like a lot of the Hollywood elites, obviously. No question there. But I know what it's like to lose everything. And it's fucking horrible. Okay? So I don't wish that on anybody, not even them. That's ignorant. And for the other side to say that we would celebrate something like this because they celebrated that every year that they hope that the hurricanes wipe out Florida and that the tornadoes take out any red areas, that's fucking horrible too. You're an idiot. Technically speaking, if I could take both of you together right now, just smack your heads together, I probably would. This is at a time, even though the people are suffering because of the government, okay? Is that registering? The people are suffering because of the government. At a time when we should be getting together and saying, "Hey, this ain't right." We're split. We're still doing that split. And we got people that are actually celebrating the burning of people's homes. You do realize it's not just Hollywood elites that are losing their homes. There's a lot of normal, average, everyday people that live on the outskirts of this that are losing their homes too. Okay, so think, think. I guess I don't know how to. Go ahead.
It's one of the things you got. People, there's too many people nowadays that are indoctrinated that believe that the government's big daddy there to protect them, and it's the person across from them that doesn't believe in what they believe in, believes in something different, that they're the problem.
The absolute most frightening sentence ever uttered is, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Okay? That is the most frightening sentence ever. But, I'm not saying that, you should say, well, I feel so bad, or I about these. It's just use your head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just use your head and think, what if this happened to me? What if this happened to me? What would I want done? Everything that has been wrong with this has been the issue with the government. Everything that's wrong with the funding now, because I can hear the whole the ACAB fucking eat the rich fuckers in the background too, saying, the rest of the millionaires and the billionaires, their shit's burning and eat the rich. They don't ever fucking think about anything logically, so I'm just not going to take them seriously anyway.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. It pisses me off all the way around. It pisses me off that the government is fucking people that badly that, because of their idiot policies that are causing these issues, and then you got people that are celebrating it. That's insane to me.
It's a fucked up world that we live in right now.
Yeah. But you should rejoice because Gavin was asking for money. If you would like to donate, which, by the way, you really can donate to help California, because regardless of people are millionaires, they've just lost everything that they owned, and some of them didn't have insurance. It's not cheap to rebuild. Just putting it out there. But there may actually be some people, like I said, there's normal people that live there, not just the Hollywood elites and everything else like that. You really can, help donate. Some of it's for like pet shelters, stuff like that. You can donate, but be careful on what you donate to, because he's out there asking for donations. The mayor is out there asking for donations. Several others are, but he wants you to send it through. He's like he gave you a link, and so did Pocahontas. Elizabeth Warren. I'm 1,024th, % sure I don't give a fuck what she says. But they're like, well, you can send it to these, and then they give you the links. Okay,
right, so they can siphon out of your account.
Right, but you know what the links go to?
What?
Act Blue. Act Blue is a funding entity for the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
By the way, every time you send every donation that you send there, right off the top, immediately 3.5% go to the Democratic Party. So be careful if you are going to send money, where you're going to send money to. And Newsom is also, was begging Biden to stop the misinformation from coming out and everything else like that. I heard that on the, yeah, he's wild. Oh, it's coming eventually. We got to do our thing and talk first.
Yep. Have some patience.
But maybe this makes, what we said makes a little sense here. Yeah, you missed the Slayer. We played Slayer earlier. We also played other music. My brain shit. We played other music.
Yeah.
Well, Cry For Me Sky, so yeah. We are actually due for a break because we got some other things we need to get to, but we wanted to finish that one out. But again, I hope what I said sinks in and it makes sense. I really hope that. I get people's rage for all this shit and everything, but do it with some sense.
Yeah.
I was looking at that song going, that'd be perfect. I'm trying to find something I want to play. Did I even turn that into one? I did. Just because I like a song. I mean, we played it during Halloween. But
Yeah.
I kind of like the song, so they're just gonna have to deal with it, right?
Yep.
All right.
Tongue-tied in your tariff. No one makes it out alive. Flip the canvas open wide. Don't you dare say you're distant. Miles County's painted red. Celebrating mutilating. Born from suffering. The art of dying. Brings me to life. Death by design. Tongue-tied and you're terrified now. Dying. Brings me to life. The blood won't dry. Tongue-tied and you're terrified. Tongue-tied and terrified. Go! Hacking the what's near and dear. All hope is gone if I was here. Celebrating mutilating. Born from suffering. The art of dying brings me to life. Death by design. Tongue-tied and you're terrified now. Dying brings me to life. The blood won't dry. Tongue-tied and you're terrified. Tongue-tied and terrified.
Miles County should be on alert tonight. Police are looking for a man matching the description of the Miles County clown who's wanted in connection with a series of brutal slayings in 2017 and 18. The suspect was last seen wearing a black and white clown costume. If you see this individual, please contact the police.
Welcome to a gallery that you won't ever leave. 'Cause nothing is subjective as he stabs and hacks and cleaves. Beauty's in the eye of the beheader for tonight. The devil's in the details that he painted white. Face your eyes on me. Unleash all of evil, afraid to fail. Unleash all of evil, afraid to fail.
Who are these fucking guys?
The Machine Radio Show. So hot right now. Don't chub it up. Showtime.
Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Oh, they're not stupid. They're not full of shit. They're fucking nuts.
Whatever, dumbass.
There this is to experiment.
Fuck you, buddy.
What's the problem here?
Because
that's a badass shithead.
You know, I love them.
Enjoy the show, motherfucker!
Hey, it's not my usual flavor, but I really like that song because it's, you know, I mean, actually, I kind of like the album that they came out with that goes with it.
Have you watched Terrifier yet?
Yes.
About fucking time.
I've watched Terrifier, okay?
1, 2, and 3.
I kind of skipped over.
I haven't watched 3 yet. Been way too fucking busy.
Well, somebody decided that they wanted to watch the movie, and they were trying to beg somebody to watch the movie. But the funny thing is, they have a fear of clowns for one, and two, I played the video, or I didn't play the video. Somebody else played the video for that person of the video that goes with that song.
Yeah,
and they didn't even make it halfway through.
They were like, "Nope."
I was like, "The movie's fucking 1,000 times worse. This is YouTube. Wait till you watch the fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna love this."
I heard the third one's actually like supposed to be the best.
It's pretty on the fucked up side, yeah. And of course we got to talk. Man, we got a lot to get to still because we got Pete Hegseth. Actually, I want to get to the AOC one first. So a member of the squad, AOC, you know, of course, has to open her fucking mouth occasionally, and it's always magical.
I forgot she was still around.
I know. It's weird, right? Sean's girlfriend is still around.
Yep.
It's magical every time she speaks, though.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, Madam Ranking Member. Here we are today, Republicans who have voted consistently against the Violence Against Women Act, who have taken away the right of all women to choose and have control over their own body, who, as women, are bleeding out in parking lots across the country, standing there, allowing us to die.
Hold on.
Really?
Yeah. Did you hear the first part?
About having control over their body?
Yeah, that's not true.
I thought they already had control over their body.
Yeah. Well, she's talking about the getting a kickback to the states and let the states decide because that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But so I show of hands. How many parking lots have you guys been in the last week? Do you see women just standing there bleeding to death?
No. Not at all.
I've just got to know. I mean, I'm gonna check the chat. How many of you guys have been to a parking lot lately and seen women just standing there bleeding to death? I know, Jeremy. There's a couple spinoffs. But yeah, okay, let's.
I now want to pretend today that they care about women. And why? To open up gender and, yes, genital examinations into little girls in this country in the so-called name of attacking trans girls.
First off, there's not a bill on this planet, not even in the United States, that says that they want to check the genitalia of toddlers.
Yeah.
So try again, but I got something for that in a minute.
And to that, today, what we have to say are two words: not today. The majority right now says there's no place in this bill that says it opens up for genital examinations. Well, here's the thing. There's no enforcement mechanism in this bill. And when there is no enforcement mechanism, you open the door to every enforcement mechanism.
It's a little bit far-reaching, but first time, huh? Because usually when you guys do that, you reach out of bounds to fuck with the populace.
Trans girls are girls. And for all the folks that are so concerned, thank you for your
Sorry, I forgot to mute. Trans girls are not girls. Okay? They're trans girls. They're just not girls. They don't have a uterus. They don't have the correct pelvic floor. All that fun stuff, all the stuff that everybody's known since the dawn of time that makes, the two sexes separate. What the fuck? Okay, did I miss something? Oh, yeah, all the time after they shoot the... Oh, jeez. Janitor examinations. I know somebody was going to fucking find that one. But, AOC, I gotta say something. You know what? I dated twins once. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was actually asked, and this is for AOC, I was actually asked one time how I could tell them apart. And I'm like, well, Amy was very curvy with long hair, and Chris had a cock. That's how I could tell them apart. I'm just saying, Chris had dick. Not into it. I'm sure I mean, he didn't,
I got a mangina!
You have no idea how long I've been waiting. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to use old Greg. I'm gonna do cuts of that and put it in there so we can use that later.
I'm old Greg.
I'm old Greg. Everybody loves old Greg. All right, let's keep going.
Your concern about women for the first time that I've seen. I don't know about y'all. I don't know who's been to gym class lately, but girls, even if you only believe in two genders, I've played co-ed sports all the time.
You play co-ed sports all the time, so you're standing in the locker room with big old Mr. Kanish? I fucking highly doubt it. Because aren't you the one that said you almost got raped and killed during January 6th when you weren't even at the fucking Capitol?
Where you're like several blocks down the road.
Sweet.
Does she understand the definition of co-ed?
I mean, we've talked about this before. We know. I mean, even if you get the gender reassignment surgery, you cut off Mr. Kanish, you split it and turn it inside out. It still doesn't make you a woman. It just makes you a person who has a meat pocket.
Yeah, because you still have to believe the science. Your DNA still says if you're male or female.
Yeah, if they dig you up a couple 100 years from now, you're still going to be female or male, whichever one you want. Yeah,
I feel sorry for the people in the future.
Yeah, because oh no, my mind went way out. No, we're not doing that.
Digging people up and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, we're not going that one. Okay.
But what this also opens the door for is for women to try to perform a very specific kind of femininity for the very kind of men who are drafting this bill.
No, that's not actually true at all. Where did you come up with this shit?
I don't know.
And to open up questioning of who is a woman because of how we look, how we present ourselves, and yes, what we choose to do with our bodies. I know who loves this bill. Yes, bigoted folks love this bill. Assaulters love this bill. But also, CEOs love this bill. Because Los Angeles is on fire right now. And this is the number one priority this majority has. Thank you, and I yield back.
The gentlewoman reserved.
How fucking delusional you got to be to say that assaulters like the bill that protect women? That's actually designed to protect women to keep them from being assaulted.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I got to know. I got to know how that works. And I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, we just looked it up and everything. We can't find a single incident in the United States, especially the way she says it, that women are just standing in parking lots bleeding to death. I guess from the assaultings that they get constantly because they're not protecting the Protect the Women's Act. The reason why nobody wants to pass that bill or to even talk about it is because it has nothing to do with women. It has to do with people that took it back. I mean, so no, it's not going to pass as a woman's bill when it does not do anything for women.
Yeah.
And yes, you know, there's other outliers that you can tell if the person is just an effeminate male. or a woman. But no, the bill never said, hey, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take this toddler that doesn't even know how to fucking write their name yet that says, suddenly today I want to be a girl because I watched a cartoon, with a girl in it, and go and check their pants. Because you know what? It's already known if they're male or female. This shit, I'm telling you. She has to be, there's a reason why we refer to her as the amazing breathing potato.
Yeah.
I mean, her IQ is not even, I don't even think it's room temperature at this point. I'm surprised she could actually mix. Maybe that's the reason why she got fired as a bartender, because she couldn't mix the drinks because she couldn't remember how to mix them.
That could be true.
Us, we're kind of liquor connoisseurs, so we figure it out. Hey. Stop it. You go first.
Hey.
Hey. I got a mangina.
You ever drink Bailey's from a shoe?
That was just a random one. I mean, what does she think? Does she think women just walk into the locker room? Or, her idea of a woman walks in a locker room? I no, we're not going there. Nope. Too many dick jokes.
I'm like, do it.
Too many dick jokes. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Ask me about my winner.
Oh, you're not issuing the yeah, never mind. Let's move on. We've still got fucking Pete Hexeth to go. We've got you know what? Let's play the audio that I told you about if I fucking remembered to save it. I bet I didn't remember to save it. I bet it's not in here. Hexeth had to Hexeth. Newsom says, okay, that's not it. There it is. Okay, the type of people that voted for her are probably most of the morons in this clip.
Not too political? My bad. I just don't know if child labor is going to be normalized in 5 days.
Oh. Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Listen.
Not too political? My bad. I just don't know if child labor is going to be normalized in 5 days.
Oh. Child labor is already heavily regulated, and what she's referring to is the bill that allows them to choose if whether or not during the week after a certain age in high school to put in more hours than what they're allowed. That's it. That's all it's for.
Yeah.
Well, I got too political. My bad. I just don't want RFK Jr., the guy who literally ate cats and dogs, to be the head of Health and Human Services in 5 days.
It was a goat. And what they're talking about is an article from Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair is not exactly a reputable source. It's Vanity Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Another great. My bad. I just want my children to have access to clean air, food, and water in 5 days.
The one president that has been doing a continual and very public speaking about clean water and clean air is the one that they're complaining about. That's the irony of it. And everybody wants clean water and clean air, you jackass. Gender ideology is a quicksand while sex is core for procreation. Yep. Child labor normalized in a number of countries. Do you want some Nikes? Precisely. And iPhones. Peter, I'm looking at you. You got an iPhone. Yeah, he's against the Androids. Actually, no, he's forced to use the iPhone, actually.
I was going to say, Android's far superior.
Yeah, it's always like 5 or 6 years ahead of Apple, and it does everything functionally without having to, trade in your phone once a week and breathe next to it and watch a screen shatter, or have to pay for every app.
Yeah.
We're picking on you, dude. It's gonna happen. All right, but seriously, he's like kind of like forced into it because most of the places he has to deal with use Apple apps instead of Android.
Political? My bad. I'm just worried that my right to vote will expire in 5 days.
The right to vote will expire in 5 days. The right to vote will expire. If only there was this constitutional amendment that gave women suffrage and stuff. And it's not exactly easy. Even if every male member of Congress on both sides voted for it, it still wouldn't pass. You're a dumbass. All right, moving right along.
I got too political. My bad. I want to still be able to demand better of my candidates in 5 days.
How are you not going to be able to demand better of your candidates? I'm trying to figure that one out.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I'm not really sure.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Right?
Because we want better of all candidates, regardless of what fucking political affiliation they have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I just don't know if my girlfriend will be able to access birth control so she can make her own decisions about her own body. I got too political.
There's never been a bill or a talk of a bill or anything near a bill from any side, let alone the person that they're against, that says that you're not going to have access to the proper health care, especially birth control.
Yeah. But who knows? This dude could be her birth control. Maybe he's that damn ugly.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know. I'm missing things. It's happening too fast. All right.
My bad. As a veteran of this country, I just believe in protecting our democracy. And in 5 days, if Donald Trump wins, we won't have political.
Okay.
We're a democracy?
Yeah. Well, remember the guy that I continuously made fun of. I won't say his name on here because I'm not going to give him any fucking airtime at all.
Yeah.
But that jackass that's the first thing he says. It doesn't matter what he says. I am a veteran, so that doesn't mean that you're not a moron.
Yeah.
Have you not heard the term "fuck ups rank up"? Apparently, you didn't spend enough time in the military to know what that means. But that's what he uses, and he's like, "Well, since I'm this, then I know better." And he uses the word democracy.
Yeah, I was like, those are the two things. I'm a veteran, and then democracy. I'm like, what? We're a democracy?
We're a constitutional republic. You fuckwit.
Do you know what you were fighting for?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, my bad. I just want to be able to use a bathroom in 5 days.
If you got to hold it for 5 days, you got a fucking problem. Yeah, dude. Or whatever it was, because I saw the video that this came from. You're going to be able to use the bathroom. Nobody ever said you couldn't, ever. I mean, if you can hold it for 5 days, that's fantastic, but it's fucking weird, too.
My brother.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I just don't want African American studies to be taken out the public school curriculum in 5. That's too political.
Well, no. See, African American studies will not be ever taking. In fact, it's very well protected. By the way, the same person you're saying that would do this is the only person that made Martin Luther King Day an actual national holiday. But what they were referring to is CRT, which is not in any way, shape, or form the history that you're referring to. It's quite the opposite.
My bad. I just want to make sure student loans are available in 5 days.
Student loans are always going to be available because that's kind of an important thing. But here's what I think they're referring to: loan forgiveness.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
If you take out a loan,
you pay it back.
Pay that bitch back. What you're looking for is a handout for your schooling. That's what you're doing. Oh my God. He's looking at a big picture of the globe for sure. What the fuck? Oh boy. It's getting spicy.
My bad. I'm just worried I'm not going to have access to affordable prescription drugs in 5 days.
Actually, the same guy that you're doing this against is the one that actually lowered prescription prices, and then on day one when Biden got in, he said he was going to reverse everything that Trump did, and then everything went through the fucking roof, including insulin.
Yeah, the dude that you voted for.
Hey, see you later, Jeremy. Have a good rest, and
I'll see you next time.
But seriously, prescription drugs, they're not going to be available. Okay. I think there's one more of these. I'm not sure.
During this first
Political? My bad. I'm just not sure if they're going to start prosecuting journalists and dissenters, like creators, in 5. Too political?
What the fuck?
Okay. Oh. Your side has already done that. Your side has literally put people in jail for memes. Okay. You have silenced journalists. You have taken down, you have algorithmed people out. You have had your friends like Zuckerbitch, among others, and the illegitimate son of the Unabomber, the one that used to own Twitter, throttle and otherwise delete accounts like mine. So I'm not quite for certain where you're going with this, because you've already done it.
My bad. I just want to feel hope in 5 days.
Hope is a feeling. That's on you, dude. That's not on the government. That's not on us. That's on you.
You're just worried about stupid shit that you haven't even researched and believing the lies that everybody's telling you. Probably your most close people.
I mean, are you listening to the special people we have on here? And they were very serious. This was not like a joke for them. This was serious shit. Nope. I don't know what that one is either. I'm looking. Not it. We got to find something, then we got to start getting into the Pete Hexa stuff, because we got a lot of it.
Yeah.
I'm looking, I swear. It's taking forever because there's too much crap in here that needs to be gone through and got. Fuck it. That feels good.
Push your care, push your burdens aside. Erase everything inside and leave just one thing on your mind. You don't have one, so just go fucking
fucking ass. He can
Surprise. What? I wanted to use it, so I used it. What's wrong with you? This chair stinks. You ever notice this shit just fucking soaks up everything, and then when you get up and you're like, oh, that's me. I'm about to throw a bitch out the window and get a new chair. Actually, I want 2 new chairs because yours is...
The padding in this one is gone.
There isn't anything in this one either, but apparently it soaks up farts real good. All right, let's see. Let's go to the Pete Hexa thing. You know what? First, I'm going to play this. I'll play this one first, and then I will play his opening statement.
Some advice from
I
our
understand
second
that.
in command.
Yeah, but I'm just making a point because there's a lot about qualifications. And I think it's so hypocritical of senators, especially on the other side of the aisle, be talking about his qualifications, not being able to lead the secretary or be the Secretary of Defense, and yet your qualifications aren't any better. You guys aren't any more qualified to be the senator than I'm qualified to be the senator, except we're lucky enough to be here. But let me read you what the qualifications of the Secretary of Defense is, because I Googled it, and went through a lot of different sites, and really it's hard to see. But in general, the U.S. Secretary of Defense position is filled by a civilian.
He's not wrong.
That's it. If you have served in the U.S. Army Forces and have been in the service for, you have to be retired for at least 7 years, and Congress can weigh that. And then there's questions that the senator from Massachusetts brought up about serving on a board inside the military industry, and yet your own secretary that you all voted for, Secretary of Austin, we had to vote on a waiver because he stepped off the board of Raytheon. But I guess that's okay because that's a Democrat Secretary of Defense. But we so quickly forget about that, and then Senator Kaine, or I guess I better use the senator from Virginia, starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job? And don't tell me you haven't seen it, because I know you have. And then how many senators do you know have got a divorce before cheating on their wives? Did you ask them to step down?
I don't remember y'all going fruit for Slick Willie.
No, but it's for show. You guys make sure you make a big show and point out the hypocrisy because the man's made a mistake. And you want to sit there and say that he's not qualified? Give me a joke. I mean, it is so ridiculous that you guys hold yourself as this higher standard and you forget you got a big plank in your eye. We've all made mistakes. I've made mistakes. And Jennifer, thank you for loving him through that mistake. Because the only reason why I'm here and not in prison is because my wife loved me too. I have changed, but I'm not perfect. But I found somebody that thought I was perfect. And for whatever reason, you love Pete, and I don't know why. But just like our Lord and Savior forgave me, my wife's had to forgive me more than once too, and I'm sure you've had to forgive him too. And so thank you.
No, he's absolutely correct about the hypocrisy part, though.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the ones that they've had. Like I said, they had to give one a waiver because he just stepped off of a board from an outside entity that's not supposed to be in that office. They keep putting the generals and stuff in there. Most of these guys, the last couple, have never even saw the sand, let alone been in it. And you know, they were part of boards that make money off of the military-industrial complex.
Yeah,
this guy isn't. So let's listen to Hegseth himself, his opening statement.
Now, it is true and has been acknowledged that I don't have a similar biography to defense secretaries of the last 30 years. But as President Trump also told me, we've repeatedly placed people atop the Pentagon with supposedly the right credentials, whether they are retired generals, academics, or defense contractor executives. And where, has it gotten us? He believes, and I humbly agree, that it's time to give someone with dust on his boots the helm. A change agent, someone with no vested interest in certain companies or specific programs or approved narratives. My only special interest is the warfighter. Deterring wars, and if called upon, winning wars by ensuring our warriors never enter a fair fight. We let them win, and we bring them home. Like many of my generation, I've been there. I've led troops in combat. I've been on patrol for days. I've pulled the trigger downrange, heard bullets whiz by, flex-cuffed insurgents, called in close air support, led medevacs, dodged IEDs, pulled out dead bodies, and knelt before a battlefield cross. This is not academic for me. This is my life. I led then, and I will lead now.
So you actually Googled it, and it's true, isn't it? Those fucking things are good, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're olive oil and they're healthy. I like them. I don't know why, I just do. But how do you argue with anything that he said? He's absolutely correct about how they approach things in the past. He has actually been to combat. He's actually been on the ground. He is not a general. In fact, one of them was talking about that, or I think it was Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, said something to him, and he just about that, and he goes, "I'm not a general." And the whole room, I mean, even the Democrats were laughing at her. It was that bad. Man, we got a lot of. It's like 8:50. We got 10 minutes left of the show, and we got like probably 10 minutes worth of audio. But there was a heckler in the room, and of course, they yelled at him and called him a Christian Zionist. Okay, so let's hear this.
Not only that, you are a Christian Zionist.
The first one accused you of being a Christian Zionist. I'm not really sure why that is a bad thing. I'm a Christian. I'm a Zionist. Zionism is that the Jewish people deserve a homeland in the ancient Holy Land where they've lived since the dawn of history. Do you consider yourself a Christian Zionist?
Senator, I'm a Christian, and I robustly support the state of Israel and its existential defense, and the way America comes alongside them is a great ally.
Thank you. Because another protester, and I think this one was a member of Code Pink, which, by the way, is a Chinese Communist front group these days, said that you support Israel's war in Gaza. I support Israel's existential war in Gaza. I assume, like me and President Trump, you support that war as well, don't you?
Senator, I do. I support Israel destroying and killing every last member of Hamas.
I'm just going to pause it right there because, hey, guess what? I do too. Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, I agree with what he said too. Because the only way to free Palestine, like these idiots want to say, is to get rid of Hamas.
To eliminate Hamas. Hamas. That's what I like to call them.
Yeah, every last one of them fucking...
fucks.
Yeah. Every last one of them. And do I support Israel in their fight against Hamas? Do you even have to fucking question that? Yes, I do. You don't have to be a lefty. You don't have to be a righty. You don't have to be whatever. Welcome to the gray area, bitch. I also support Israel and their right to exist.
Why would you not support a country that was attacked?
But it's genocide, genocide, genocide. It's all we keep hearing. Genocide, genocide, genocide. It's not a fucking genocide. You don't even know what a genocide is.
It's a war.
Actions have consequences, and guess what? There's a certain area that's learning the fuck out of them consequences right now, aren't they?
And the third protester said something about 20 years of genocide. I assume that's our wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Do you think our troops are committing genocide in Iraq and Afghanistan?
Senator, I do not. I think our troops, as you know, as so many in this committee know, did the best they could with what they had. We're not the outcomes, and tragically, the outcome we saw in Afghanistan under the Biden administration put a stain on that, but it doesn't put a stain on what those men and women did in uniform, as you know full well, Senator.
No, they were asked to do a job, and they went and they did that job, and they did it very effectively. And yes, the withdrawal was a fucking disaster, and it shit all over everything that they did.
Mm-hmm.
That's another reason why he didn't get, that party didn't get the presidency this time.
Because a lot of people remembered Afghanistan.
Now, since we mentioned the Christian Zionist thing and everything else like that, did you know that he was one of the troops that was supposed to be called up to protect the last inauguration?
Mm-mm.
Did you know he was denied that right?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's Christian?
Because he's an extremist. You want to know why?
Why?
It'll tell you.
Because of his tattoo?
Oh, no. It might be.
A little bit on what is this very offensive, extremist, racist tattoo that you have?
It's a tattoo I have right here, Senator. It's called the Jerusalem Cross. It's a historic Christian symbol. In fact, interestingly, recently I attended briefly the memorial ceremony of former President Jimmy Carter. On the floor of our National Cathedral, on the front page of his program, was the very same Jerusalem Cross. It is a Christian religious symbol.
Yep.
And when the events happened before preceding the Biden inauguration, I was a part of the mobilization to defend that inauguration as someone who'd been a proud supporter of Donald Trump, but also a member of the military, had orders to come to Washington, D.C. to guard that inauguration. And at the last minute, those orders were revoked. I'd never had orders revoked before. I'd been on orders to a lot of places to do a lot of difficult and dangerous things. They were revoked, and I was not told why. Later, when I wrote my book, I was able to get information that was because I had been identified. Someone who'd served in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Guantanamo Bay, holding a riot shield outside the White House. I'd been identified as an extremist, as someone unworthy of guarding the inauguration of an incoming American president. And if that's happening to me, Senator, how many other men and women, how many other patriots, how many other people of conscience? We haven't even talked about COVID and the tens of thousands of service members who were kicked out because of an experimental vaccine. In President Trump's Defense Department, they will be apologized to, they will be reinstituted with pay and rank. Things like focusing on extremism, Senator, have created a climate inside our ranks that feel political when it hasn't ever been political. Those are the types of things that are going to change. And Senator Sullivan, you mentioned that study. After a whole study was held, extremism working group study, 100 extremists were identified in the ranks of 3 million. And most of those were gang-related. So it was a made-up boogeyman to begin with.
You, Mr. Hegseth, are not the extremist. The people who would deny you your expression of faith are the extremists. They're the racists. They're the bigots. You're the one that is protecting their right to be one. Thank you for that.
Now, can you argue with anything there?
No.
Nothing? Really?
I hate how they used the word extremist on him. It's kind of like the whole ISIS Al-Qaeda thing where they call them fanatics or extremists, and they're not. They're just following their holy book.
They use the word extremist on us.
Yeah, I know. And
because
I fucking hate that word.
Because we're constitutionalists.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't buy into their crazy ideology. Because we want to be left alone. That's it. We want to be fucking left alone. We don't want the government up our ass as much as they like it. You know, that's we're the opposite. We don't want the government, constantly looking over our shoulder. We don't want big government. We don't want all these laws. We want to go back to the Constitution where it protects our rights from the government. Okay, the government doesn't grant our rights. The Constitution does. But if you believe in this, if you fly, it's now known that if you fly an American flag, that suddenly you're an extremist. If you fly anything behind us, that's definitely, considered an extremist. Including our own flags. That's amazing. I was told that. I was actually told that. I'm not shitting you. During a different live when I was on with somebody else, somebody said that. They said that flag back, all the flags up there are extremist. I'm like, which ones? Like all of them, all 4 of them.
Did they even know what they were identifying?
No.
It's a flag. You're extremists.
Like, well, you got the Second Amendment flag back there. That's extremist. The black flag is definitely extremist. And the other two, and one of them, and the person said, I don't even know what the one on the, the one on the one on the right would be, but it's extremist as well. I guarantee.
Because the sloth has a rifle. It's extremist.
I was like, well, I actually said, I was like, that's my logo, and that's my logo. Super extremist. But why? Because I like to use my voice. Because and I said this. This. I'm going to reference TikTok for a split second. Okay. Because about that. Okay, you got. Again, the two sides, and the two sides are warring with each other, and they don't realize that they're both being fucked by the government. They don't understand that. One of them is celebrating it. One of them is freaking out about it. I'm sorry, but I'm one of those people, welcome to the gray area, that's for TikTok. You know why? Because it's freedom of speech. But now all of a sudden, the other side's like, well, it's freedom of speech. We shouldn't get rid of it. But you want to fucking get rid of everything else. But what I'm saying is the two sides are warring with each other about this. I'm for it. I'm sorry. I'm for TikTok. It is, in fact, freedom of speech. And I'm for freedom of speech for all. I may not like some of the videos that are on there. I could give a flying fuck about most of the videos that are on there. Like when I'm scrolling through, just, entertaining myself, looking at videos. I don't really give a flying motherfuck about the girls that are scantily clad doing an awkward little dance that just annoys the shit out of me. I don't like it. Fuck off. And guess what? If you actually block that account, 10 more pop up. So don't bother. Just ignore it and move on, which is what I do. I get a bunch of lefty shit on my on my stuff that is so far out in left field. The sky is green type stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, you're a bit of a jackass. Moving on. Or occasionally I drop one line to watch them implode, which is hilarious. You know how I work. Sometimes it's just fun just to leave that one line and then not respond to anything else, so you watch them melt down.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's their right to say it. And I support their right to say it. I may not agree with it. I may not like it. It's probably full of shit, but I'm not going to tell you that you can't say it. Okay, does that make sense? So it's the same thing with what's going on here. And it was no different than what they tried to do to Pam to Bondi, which we're fucking like going over time now. But we'll hurry up and just at least reference this. But the senator, I believe it was, I think it's that dude right there too, White House, said that she would weaponize the DOJ. I'm like, where have you been for the last 8 years? Let me see. No. Attorney General responds to a question from Senator Sheldon. I'm sorry. Douche of Rhode Island, Democrat of Rhode Island. It would not be appropriate for a prosecutor to start with a name and look for a crime, White House said during his line of questioning. It's a prosecutor's job to start with a crime and look for a name, correct? So can you tell me, there was this guy that ran for president like 8 years ago, and he's been under the lens they were looking for crimes. Can you tell me who that was?
They were looking for crimes before the man was even sworn in.
Yeah, so for 8 years they've been doing that, but now they're concerned about it.
Yeah.
Bonnie responded by highlighting the federal government's investigations into Trump. I didn't even notice that. I'm sorry. I think it is the whole problem with the weaponization that we have seen in the last 4 years, and that's what's been happening to Donald Trump. They targeted Donald. They went after him. Actually, starting back in 2016, they targeted his campaign. They have launched countless investigations against him. That will not be the case. If I'm Attorney General, I will not politicize that office. I will not target people simply because of their political affiliation. Right here, bitch. Not her.
No,
you bitches.
She was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, exactly. My apologies. Justice will be administered even-handedly throughout this country. Senator, we've got to bring back this country back together. We've got to move forward or we're going to lose our country. Now, can you argue with anything that she said?
Mm-mm.
Is it terrible that she said it?
No.
Yes, the sloth has an assault rifle, and he's also riding a cheetah into battle with Roman body armor. That's precisely it, D-Man. They want to control freedom of speech, so therefore they want TikTok gone because it's a platform that they can't control.
But let's not forget that it was perfectly fine for them to use it for their campaign ads.
And they used the fuck out of it. Where do you think I got the audio from the the political my bad thing?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think I got that from? It wasn't YouTube.
Yeah.
But she's absolutely correct about that. Everybody can see it, and that's the problem. I actually got, by the way, I'll bring that up real quick. I actually got doxxed because I brought this up. There was a guy that's on a friend of mine's page who happened to run his lips to me, and I always tell people I'll be polite or whatever else like that. I won't call you names or anything else like that. But if you open a door, I'm kicking that motherfucker off the hinges, and I did. And he took offense, and then he screenshotted what I said and tried to send it to people that were tagging me and stuff, including clients of mine, in which all of them just laughed hysterically. It backfired horrendously on him. But the point of that is it's in line with this. Because it's not okay for me to do it. It's okay for them only to do it. And it was the same thing with the president-elect in 4 days. He will be president of the United States again. Same thing with him. This senator that said this, I couldn't believe it when I was actually listening to the Pam Bondi one, and I was just in shock when that guy come up and said that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I was like, do you want me to name off the other people aside from Trump that you did this to? And you were okay with that, but now all of a sudden you're like, well, we shouldn't weaponize it. By the way, she took a giant shit on fucking Adam Schiff.
I watched part of that.
Yeah, when she dropped the hammer on Schiff, she goes, this is the reason why you were censured, right? I'm like, oh, that's my girl. We're putting her in that fucking office because she just kicked Schiff's balls into his throat.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really all we got time for. I mean, I could go on. We got more on her and stuff like that. We just ran out of time. And I'm hungry. That's the reason why we were eating crackers.
And my ass and lower back is killing me.
You want me to show you a little trick, take your mind off that pain? Let me see your finger. Why do I keep hearing voices? That's the second time I heard that in the microphone. You heard it too, right? Like it wasn't just me?
Yeah.
They're listening to us. That's what it is. The government's like, you know what? We still got 4 more days to fuck with you. But, that being said, here's your, I guess, weekly information or weekly reminder that YouTube is definitely not the beacon of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
They're actually quite the opposite. And believe it or not, even though I absolutely support TikTok, and I said that because of the freedom of speech and everything, they really like fucking with me though. Anytime I make a video, it's immediately I have to immediately appeal it. If I make a comment, I have to immediately appeal it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I support TikTok, It kind of pisses me off that I believe Sunday's the last. I think Sunday's the cutoff date.
You know why they're doing that? Because it's right before the.
Right before the inauguration.
Mm-hmm. They're doing that on purpose. That's exactly what they wanted to do. You know what's even funnier? They're talking about selling it to Elon Musk.
I've heard that. I think that would be hilarious.
You know how fucking raging pissed all the Democrats would be if TikTok was not only not banned, but it was run by Elon Musk?
He's been on a roll. Like, he's a different dude.
Oh yeah, he's in a league of his own.
He's out there. But I was on Twitter, and people were going on. You know, I'm a geek, so people were going on about how Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro have royally fucked Dungeons and Dragons, and he replied. He goes, "Hey Hasbro, how much?" Like, he's willing to buy Hasbro out just to fix it.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. At what point do we stop him though? Because he's gonna have a monopoly on fucking everything at this point. Now I can understand like Twitter and TikTok, okay, but you know, if he's like, well, okay, I'm gonna buy Facebook too. Now he's becoming a monopoly, and we can't have that.
Yeah,
that's not right. Did you hear that? Wow, did we say something that would? Yeah, we did. We're against people having a monopoly on things. Oh no. It's almost as if, you know, we're against like media and social media being ran by the same company, like the government, for example. That's terrible of us, isn't it? Are we that bad? Is that bad?
Nah.
I mean, we don't even want a person that's very eccentric and very weird. I so want to have a beer with that fucker, though.
I think it would be interesting to have some conversations with him.
Yeah, you know, not on air. Just have a conversation with him as a person.
Yeah,
I really want to. I mean, I'll flat out tell him. I was like, I think your cars are crap. I'll never buy one.
It's fucking hideous.
Yeah, your truck looks like something I drew back when I was like 4. But I would just like to have a conversation with him because he's I just want to know if he's really like that in person. You know?
It wouldn't surprise me because a lot of people that are highly intelligent are kind of eccentric like that. They're in a league of their own.
That's why I'm glad to be an idiot. Actually, no, I was actually called eccentric myself, or extremely detail oriented or whatever, and very anal about certain things. I'm like, yeah, it's called ADHD. You're welcome. That's why we actually were not joking. We were going to put a sign outside the door here. This is the layer of ADHD. Because you walk in, there's so many fucking... You're in here all the time. How many fucking projects do I got going on at once? And how different are they of projects?
Oh, I know. I do the same thing in my hobbies, but I had something on ADHD that I was going to send you, and I fucking lost it. It was fucking hilarious, though, because it reminded me of you.
Dude, someone did the shave and a haircut, and I had to finish it. You know?
Bum, bum.
And they stopped, and I looked at them, and I'm like... And they're like, someone actually did it! I'm like, I fucking have to. I can't let that stand. It's not going to happen. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Yeah, this is my life. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We're already 16 minutes past, and I'm hungry, so I want to get out of here. Or we're 12 minutes past. See?
You looked at the wrong thing.
I looked at the date.
Yep.
But all right, guys, we're going to get out of here for the night. Thank you very much for joining us once again. It's always a pleasure. Love you guys. You know, without you, we would just be talking to ourselves, which is fine because we do it anyway. But
I even answer myself.
Right, but it's nice, to that you guys are here. I honestly I don't know how to phrase it right now, but we like the fact that we get to talk with you, not at you.
Yeah.
But that being said, we are going to get out of here for the night. So thank you very much, and we will see you later.
Love you guys.
We're
Until
out.
next time.
We spend our lives left out in the rain as you stand dry behind the window pane. You'll try to understand us, you have no clue. So I took a bat and I broke the glass. You're exclusive but you have no class. Never been first but we're built to last and we're not afraid of you. Born to make you uncomfortable, our hate is unconditional. Coexistence is impossible and we're coming for you. With a black flag coming down for the country. Raise a black flag, pledge allegiance to our roots. With a black flag coming demolition crew. You can see on me and I'll be back on you. You spend your life sheltered in the shade. We stood in the ruins as the fires blaze. You tried to dull our shine, but we refused. So I took a knife and I made the cut. $1 million smile that you can't stitch up. You're the diamonds and we're the rust. Choke it with your silver spoon. We're cussed again, we're flammable. We're feral motherfucking animals. Our fists are up, we're unstoppable, and we gotta